Hi everyone, welcome to Life Tips by Ning. In today's video, I'm sharing how to analyze a Bazi chart if your daily master is a Yang Water called Ren in Chinese, looking like this, born in the winter season. Because the primary element for winter is water, which is the same as my self element. So winter-born Yang Water people tend to have this trait of strong self-confidence and ego-based personality. So in terms of strength, they are very generous. They're more than willing to spend money to socialize, network, and make friends. But in terms of weakness, they might be too egocentric to the point that I'm strong-minded, I'm not willing to listen to other people's advice, or I prefer to be free. I don't like to be restricted by any regulations or rules, or they might change their mind quite frequently rather than have a goal in mind and go to the end. They might try a little bit and like, oh, I changed my mind, I want to do something else. So that could be the personality pros and cons. But in terms of what really you would like to see for the remaining 6 positions in your chart, the number one useful tool is Yang Earth. The reason is Earth suppresses and controls water. The likelihood of your daily master for winter-born Yang Water people is you might be too strong. This is the same as my self-element making me quite strong. So the number one risk for your chart is this river is rushing too much. You might run the risk of flooding. So you're in desperate need for kind of hard earth to build a certain path to redirect the water's energy for better use versus creating a flooding risk. So Yang Earth is the number one thing you want to see in your chart. For example, if on the top row you have a Yang Earth, and on the bottom 5, 7, or 8 position, you also have a Yang Earth type of root. It's connected between the top and bottom. That makes this preferred tool in a really good, strong condition to be useful. On top of that, this Yang Earth cannot be there alone. It really like its friends and partners to support itself. And who are the partners? One is fire, especially Yang fire, because fire grows earth and supports earth. So this Yang fire not only make this preferred number one tool strong and supports it, but it also plays a very critical role of balancing the climate. Because winter water, right, is so cold and wet and damp. You really need the sun type of energy to balance the environment. So it's not only like impacting the harmony of the Bazi chart, but it also make this person's health system a little less prone to potential disease. So that's a critical use of this Yang fire. Once this partnership is in good formation, it's going to be a very good Bazi chart to keep it balanced and introducing the right ingredients. And the same thing with December. It's even more strong water, colder, damper, wetter, right? So even though you have the same Yang fire, Yang earth combination as desired element, the importance of this fire is even in a more prominent stage compared to the month of November, because it's a colder month. So you really need to rely on this Yang fire to bring the temperature to a more balanced condition. And before I go to January, this Yin Earth month, the number one risk for this preferred element, Yang Earth, right? That's our number one tool to control this overrushing river, is Yang Wood, because wood is Earth enemy. Wood suppresses Earth. So if you happen to see Yang Wood showing up in your chart, then the remedy and solution for Yang Wood is Yang Metal, because metal suppresses wood. So unless you have this undesired Yang Wood showing up, which pose a threat to our Yang Earth, which is the focal point for solution, Yang Metal wouldn't be necessary. But if this risk of Yang Wood is showing, then the medicine treatment will be using yang metal because metal suppresses wood. So that's kind of how we analyze 八字. And last but not least is the month of January. It's a very wet, muddy type of earth month. So the fire, yang fire, is very apparent. It's for warming up the environment because fire supports and grows earth. It'll make this mud, it'll dry it up and make it more usable. Otherwise, it'll just muddy the water versus playing this critical role of forming direction for the water. But the change in flavor will be this yang wood. The reason is wood suppresses earth. So it will not only, wood grows fire, right? Wood will play this key partner role to make this preferred yang fire stronger and more usable. But also, wood suppresses earth because yang water just does not like Yin Earth type. It doesn't play the role of forming a sturdy barrier. Yin Earth is like throwing mud into the river. It's just going to make it muddy and brown versus making it flow better. So yang wood plays this double duty of not only supporting fire and making it stronger, but also curing this mud, which is a noise and distraction for your 八字. So that's how we analyze it. And in the next video, I'll share a few case studies to further illustrate today's point. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.